Okay, Andrea, turning 50 years old. We're getting old.
What to say about Andrea? Wow.
We were like thrilled to be getting another child because it had been quite a few years since we had had one.
Well, we were excited to get her. She was really a very cute little girl. She talked sentences when she was really young. One of the ward parties that we had, they had a prize, and it was a doll. The doll was probably about the same size as Andrea. They had a drawing on it, and they called out the number, and she hopped up and went up and got the doll.
I don't think she had the number, but they didn't have the heart to do anything about it.
In my mind, she was the one who had that ticket.
Andrea was a darling little girl, darling. And she was asked to sing a Christmas song, and the song was, "Oh, Hush Thee, My Baby." And I played the piano. I probably could say that I probably played, and it would always have a mistake in it, right? So it took guts for me to think that it was in sacrament meeting that we were asked to perform this number. And so playing along, and I am making no mistakes. I'm feeling really good, right?
And she forgot some of the words. Julie was accompanying her, and Julie was doing just fine. And she just stood up that microphone, "Julie!"
Like I'd made this mistake. And I'm like, I finally did stop, and we started again. But it was funny because I was okay this time, and she wasn't.
She was always real fun, but she was a tad serious, you know. She had some soberness to her. I mean, that's how I could tell she was going to be different. She's probably the best piano player. You know, she got the best grades. You know, she was the best student. You know, all of that stuff that takes a little focus and determination and stick-to-itiveness.
She acted like she really liked to learn, and she was a very good student. She was a very easy child to raise. You just had a lot of confidence in Andrea.
Always, you know, very, very committed to the church. You know, I don't know that I ever can think of a time where anything wavered or there was any question or anything.
But we did share a bedroom, and we shared a bed, and actually that was kind of fun. And we used to draw the line down the middle of the bed, and every now and then you'd have to whack her leg back over to the other side, or she'd do it to me because we crossed the line. But it was really just in fun, you know.
Was the perfect little sister because there were enough years between us, which about 9 years I think is what it was, that enough years between us that she wasn't big enough to fight back or respond or anything. And so she just had to take everything that Julie and I would do to her. And one of our favorite things to do, because she always liked to be involved in everything with Mom and Dad, we would be riding in the back seat of the car. We didn't wear seatbelts in those days. And so Julie was on the right side, I was on the left side in the back seat, and she was in the middle. But she was always leaning forward up on the front seat so that she could be talking or listening to Mom and Dad. And so we would just, you know, to bug her, go over and grab her panties and pull them up. And she would get mad at us. And we'd just keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. And, but she couldn't fight back, and so she was really fun to tease and whatnot.
As she grew up, when I say grow up, like, 2 to 3 to 4, like that, I had a kindergarten, and I needed to have a babysitter for Andrea. And so she went over with the Argyle family, and they adopted her. I mean, it was just like Harold was just crazy about her because they just had all boys, and so that was a great relationship that she had with the Argyles. In fact, when Harold died, on his funeral program, it had Andrea listed as one of their daughters.
I'd say Andrea was a very fun-loving person. She was very, very positive, very happy child. We had a lot of fun together. As you remember, in the Welch's house, and they had an organ down in that bottom level of the split level, and it was an interesting split level because it went down and there was a walkout basement that went outside, and they had lots of strawberries growing, and so I believe we used to like to go out there and pick strawberries, I think much to Claire's dismay. So I remember the organ and like doing that. So coloring there or playing the organ. I think we like to play games, board games, kind of things. I think we had a really good relationship. We were fast friends. It was I was really disappointed when she moved to Oregon. That was hard for me, but that's you know, we're probably as good of friends as you can be when you're growing up.
Yeah, growing up, Andrea was my best friend. You know, she was my sibling that was the closest in age, and we hung out a lot together. She helped me with schoolwork, scouting. Yeah, and I remember in Oregon that she had some really good friends there in high school, and I was a little bit jealous of them because they took her away from me a little bit.
When we moved to Oregon, and you know, she had a new school and everything, and she always had a way to, it seemed like, get engaged and involved, and whatever it was, she's just really, really good at. And I remember going home and visiting in the summertime and talking to her about going to this new school in Phoenix, I think is where it was. And she had this science teacher.
It would take them to the coast for a week. They'd take class. She loved to learn about the ocean. And she loved this teacher. Well, I think she really had a crush on him, Mr. Baker, because that's all we would hear about was Mr. Baker.
But there was some science teacher that she had that she thought was a great, great teacher. Really sparked, you know, the interest in science and whatnot, and I think that's kind of where that got started.
And then it was college. When she went off to college, I was kind of upset that I lost my older sister, even though we were, 6 years apart. And then when she got engaged, then I was just devastated because she wasn't gonna come home anymore to, every weekend and whatnot. But then it ended up being okay because they did come back every weekend to do laundry. So I did get to see Andrea a lot, and I really liked Brad. He was a great guy.
When she got married, that's when our friendship really started to develop. And I think, we had something in common at that point. And so I loved being around her and was thrilled when they said they wanted to move to Washington. And life has been fabulous having the Mortensons around. I love her friendship. I admire her greatly. She always does a really good job at whatever she does, and so it's nice to say, I'm Andrea's sister.
I think one of the biggest things I really love and appreciate Andrea is her true connection to Julie since they moved up to Vancouver, and they're best friends. In more than just sisterly way, it's deeper than that. I see it in them, and I really love that about Andrea. All right, well, happy birthday, Andrea. We love you, and you are a wonderful person. Thanks for being in our lives.
Yeah, she's a great sister, and I love her.
Yeah, you're a great sister, Andrea. Very, very, very proud of you. And happy 50th birthday.